Hello. Hello, hello. Who got first today? Is it Joker again? Joker got it. Thank you for redeeming first. Hello, Potato. Thank you for the daily Diny check-in. Hello as well. Hi. Hi. We're doing, we're finishing up the music stuff today. So we're gonna do, it's actually gonna be pretty quick. It's probably gonna take less than a half hour. Probably. So that's why, like, all the redeems and stuff like that are off right now, just because, you know, the recording. and then we'll turn everything back on when we're done. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Honestly, I should have all just included it into one stream last time and called it there. But I got too tired last time when I was making it, so I decided to put these things in separately. Thinking that I might include more, and then I didn't want to because it got too complicated, and I was like, this stuff is more music theory than actually helpful with reading music, so I decided to leave it out. So it's gonna be short, and then we'll find something to do. Find something to do. We actually have the YouTube running this time, which is great because we didn't have it before. We didn't have the YouTube before. Didn't have it. But let's see, we'll get started pretty quickly here. I will just make sure we're all set up and good to go. And thank you for the daily Diny check-in as well. I just want to make sure, yeah. Alright, I just wanted to make sure that it wouldn't blast off anytime somebody else also redeems it. Just because, you know, the sounds. Oh my god, a raid? Welcome in. We literally just started. I was just about to start doing the music lesson. All my stuff's off right now because with the music streams, I actually record them for videos later. So I have all the things off, including the chat and stuff like that. I can still see you, of course, but it's just not in the stream. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid. We're all here to learn. Ooh, I mean, you're kind of gonna be caught in the middle a little bit because we did have one lesson already 2 weeks ago. And so this is lesson 2. You know what? I realize I'm not far enough over on the desk. This. I realize my mouse is so bad right now. I'm kind of in the way. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Sneaks into seat. Whispers Emily. Yeah. So also, I forgot to mention we were in the chatting before we went to this. That because we're doing we're in the just chatting category this evening, and then we're also probably gonna be in the chatting for the entire night. I might play something, I'm not sure, because this is gonna be very short. This part, it's probably only gonna take us about a half hour. The other one was an hour and a half. This one's only gonna be about a half hour, and then we'll be wrapped up with that. And then I'll put it all into one video with links and all of the things. I was going to do 2 videos, and then when I was putting this together, I realized, oh, we only need one, really. Oh, one will do. I gotta watch the VODs to catch up on my lectures. Yeah, just wait, because 2 weeks from now, so not next week, the week after that, we're starting Japanese together. Because I've been working with a couple programs that are in Japanese only, and also it's becoming relevant for a couple different other things, a couple different other projects, and also it's fun. And chat redeemed it during the 2K celebration stream, as one of in the spinny wheel. So in 2 weeks, we're starting with once every 2 weeks we will learn and practice some Japanese together. I don't know anything about the language yet. So we're gonna do it together. We're starting from 0 together on that one. These ones were more lessons. Simply because I've known how to read music for a very long time. But Julian, thank you for the daily check-in. And thank you again, Lore, for the raid. I really appreciate it. We are all here to take in the knowledge. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the things I've wanted to do with streams for a while. I mean, there's a few things that I've wanted to do, and we're working on those. Like, we're gonna do a little scuffed, um, cheap budget concert in at the end of the year, and I've got a 3D model coming, like an MMD model. That'll be coming in 2027, and so we're having a good time. We're doing stuff. So we're also learning things and doing lessons. Yeah. Yeah. Doing all this stuff. Um but we'll go ahead and get started right away with this. So we can get it over with. Get it over with. Get it done. So that way everybody you can all read music whenever you want to. Of course you can always ask me questions. I can't say that I'll know the answer to them. But with the end of this PowerPoint here, you will have watched 100 slides total between this and the last one, and you'll know how to read. I do need to get some rest, but I'm excited to see the results in the VOD. Yeah, have a great night. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. And I hope you had a lot of fun in your stream. I actually got the notification for once, but I couldn't make it. I was so sad. Yes. Oh, you know what? The Pokemon reminded me. There are there's drops on. So we're in the just chatting. That's where I was going with that. We're in the just chatting. So you can, if you watch for a certain amount of time, you'll be able to pick up a Pokemon. Like, you'll get the chat badge for Pokemon. I think you get Pichu. And then there's a few others that you can get. You can get the starters by subscribing or doing a couple other tasks that they have. Um, you have to be careful with the deadlines, because if you do not uh if you do not get the badge within the deadline, you won't be able to get the evolved versions later on Twitch. So if you want them, you have to get the starters first. So you gotta do the whole process. So just so you all know, so you can start getting that going if you want to. You get the first badge just for watching, I believe. That's just a watch time. You don't have to worry about the other ones if you don't want to. But just so you know that those will be rolling out as well on this channel. Um, and yeah. It's also if you watch or stream any Pokemon game, or there's a couple other different ones too. Like if you're in the music or DJ, or there's a couple other categories you could be in, but chatting is one of them as well. So you'll be able to get some Pokemon. I don't know how much we like Pokemon. Music time, yeah. Music time for a little bit. We'll get started here. I'll pull it up right now, and we'll go through. So, today, I am going to teach you the last bit of learning how to read music. You may remember a recap from last week. We went over stuff like note duration, note values, how you even just read the note in general, where it is on the staff, the different kinds of staffs, all that kind of stuff, right? We talked about accidentals. Yeah. And now we're gonna get into the first thing here. Scales. So, you're already familiar with accidentals now. You're familiar with how to read notes on the staff and natural sharps and flats and all that kind of stuff. Now we're gonna look at something called the circle of fifths. That's what you're looking at right here. It looks kind of a little bit overwhelming, but generally, on a basic level, you can consider this the charting for how we decide how many sharps or flats are in a scale. And a scale is just a series of notes. So for example, a C major scale, you would start at C and end at C, and it's just one octave. It could be more than that. Like, the scale keeps going, but to call it a scale, you need an octave. Okay? And I'll show you an example of that as we go through. I'll show you multiple examples, actually. Um, so first we'll start with major scales, because major scales are The ones most of us are most familiar with hearing in music. Um, Lots of the more upbeat music is written in a major scale. This is also one of the scales that when somebody plays this kind of scale to you, if they skip the last note, you won't feel settled. You'll feel very uncomfortable with the fact that they skipped the last note. So some of you will kind of recognize that if you ever played an instrument at school or anything like that, where like some of the kids might have like rage baited a little bit and neglected to play the last note. Okay, because especially with major scales, they resolve. Um, so here you'll see there's a series of letters, WWH, WWWH, right? So this just designates the placement of each note for the scale. This also means that in a major scale, the space between each note in the scale, in this order, would be a whole note. Oh, I meant whole step. So it would be a whole step, and then a whole step, then a half step, then a whole step, a whole step, a whole step, and then ending on a half step. Okay. So first, with a C major scale, a major scale has all naturals in it. There are no sharps or flats in a C major scale. We start with C, and from a C to a D, that's a whole step. From a D to an E, that's a whole step. From an E to an F, that's a half step. You might be a little confused because you're like, wait, but everything else just goes to the next note. There's no sharps or flats, and it's all whole notes. E to F should be a whole note, right? I'll trace back here so you could see this piano. You could see these little keyboard notes on here. So you'll notice that some of the white keys don't have black keys in between them. So the first one that you see on the left side of this little keyboard here, we go C, D, E, and F. Between E and F, there's no black note. There's no black note up there. Which means between an E natural and an F natural, it's a half step. Because there's no black keys, there's nothing else. It is just a half step between those two things. And then from an F to a G, it's a whole step. From a G to an A, it's a whole step. From an A to a B, it's a whole step. And then from a B to a C, again, it's a half step. Because if we travel back here, we can see that between B and C, which is the next section of white keys on the keyboard, there is no black note. There's no black note between these. So it's a half step. So this is how you would create a C major scale. Here's another example. So this is an E flat major scale. We're starting with an E flat, so that's how we know that it's at least going to be E flat of scale of some kind. But we also, as we go through, can notice the same pattern that we just did in a C major scale. So from E flat to F, that's a whole step. From F to G, that's a whole step. From G to A flat, that's a half step. That's from a white note to a black note. So a G to an A flat is a half step. And then from an A flat to a B flat, it's a whole step. B flat to C is a whole step. C to D is a whole step. D to E flat is a half step again because that's from a white note to a black note. So it's keeping the same pattern. Every major scale keeps the same pattern. It just travels up and down the staff. Okay. Same is true for this, which is a D major scale. So you'll see the same patterning. In this case, we have an F sharp and a C sharp. It just travels up the same way as everything else. You could build major scales using the same pattern, starting from any note. Okay, so that's major scales, but that's not the only kind of scale that exists. There's also other kinds of minor scales. So these scales are typically a little bit more unsettling to us. They're also typically used for funeral marches, ballads, sadder songs, generally. Not always, but in many cases, minor scales are used because it's a little bit more unsettling than a major scale. Okay. And we can see just looking at this that it follows a different pattern. So for a natural minor scale, we follow a whole note, half note, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step pattern, which is different from a major scale because the major scale is whole, half, whole, half. A natural minor scale is whole, half, whole, half, whole. Okay? So it's slightly different. So depending on what kind of scale you're looking at, what kind of scale you're trying to build, what kind of notes you're trying to use, you're going to follow a different pattern. Okay. So we're going to start with A natural minor. So we're starting with A. And you'll notice that it almost looks like a C major scale. In fact, you might confuse it for a C major scale depending on the music that you're reading because there's no sharps and there's no flats. But you can identify that it's an A natural minor because of the patterns of the notes. So we're starting with a whole step between A and B. And then we go from B natural to C natural, which is going to be a half step. If you remember when we talked about our major scales, from a B to a C on the piano, it's a half step because it's two white notes next to each other and there's no black note in between. So that makes it a half step. Then we go from a C to a D and a D to an E. Those are both whole steps. And then we go from an E to an F. Again, that's a half step. We can see the same patterns here going from major scales to minor scales. It's all based off of the piano. So this pattern we can use to create any other minor scale. So here's a G sharp natural minor scale, and we're starting with a G sharp, and we have a whole step, the half step, which gives us the A sharp to B. That's because A sharp is already a black note on the piano, so we're going to B natural, which is going to be a white note. All of your naturals are white notes on the piano. So between an A sharp, which is a black note, and a B natural, which is a white note, it's a half step. Okay. And then we have our two whole notes. So we have C sharp and D sharp. Another half note, half step between D sharp and E natural, because D sharp is a black note. So it goes from a black note to a white note. So that's a half step. And then we have two more whole steps. Okay. And here's just one more example. So a C natural minor is different from a C major scale because a C natural minor has flats in it. So it's C natural, D natural, E flat, F natural, G natural, A flat, B flat, and C natural. Between our D natural and E flat, we have a half step. And from our G natural to A flat, we have a half step. G natural is a white note, A flat is a black note. So it's a half step between those two places. Okay? So those are your natural minor scales. But now we're going to get even more complicated. I'm going to show you two more different kinds of minor scales because there's actually three different kinds of minor scales. There's natural minors, there's harmonic minors, and there's melodic minors. Okay? So next we're going to look at harmonic minors. If you're going to change, you start with a natural minor and you can change it to a harmonic minor. So right here, we're looking at we're actually looking at C natural minor right now, which is the one that we were just at right here. C natural minor, you see it here with our whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, right? So we're repeating the same thing here. So the notes you're actually looking at is a C natural minor, but we want to turn it into a C harmonic minor because we want it to sound different when we're using this. We want a different tone, okay? So what we have to do is change the 7th note. You have to raise the 7th note by a half step. So I'll pull it back so you can see it. We hear in a C natural minor, we have an A flat and a B flat, which is a whole step. From an A flat to a B flat, it's a whole step, right? That's the way that it is in a natural minor. To turn it into a harmonic minor, we raise the B by a half step. So instead of it being a B flat, it's now going to be a B natural. So it changes the pattern a little bit, but it gives us a different placement. And then we'll also show you C melodic minor, okay? So we had a C natural minor, and then we turned the C natural minor into C harmonic minor, okay? So we're raising the 7th note by half step, okay? And then if we want to turn a C natural minor into a C melodic minor, what we do is raise the 6th and 7th notes by a half step. Both of them, not just the 7th, but the 6th and the 7th by a half step. Okay. So in this case, we take the A flat and the B flat, and we turn them into an A natural and a B natural. Okay. Now with melodic minors, you'll often notice that composers like to use a melodic minor to ascend, meaning to go up a scale, to go up notes, to get higher pitched. They prefer to use melodic minors, but they will often switch back to a natural minor descending on the way down, on the way back. And that's simply just because of a little bit of music theory and because it sounds better and because of the way that a natural minor resolves from a melodic minor. Okay? Now, the next part of this that we're going to go over is scale degrees. And so scale degrees are just the name and placement of each note on the scale. This is on the basis of 1 octave. So what we're looking at here, we're starting at C and we're going up to C. It's just 8 notes. Okay. So the first note in the scale, and also the last, technically, is called the tonic. Okay, it's just the first one. It's the first, in this case, it's also the 8th. It's the C, right? It's going to be a tonic no matter which placement. So if you wrote a scale in 3 octaves, if you had 3 octaves from C to C to C, the tonic, every C would still be a tonic. Okay, and that's the case if you were writing an A major scale or a D major scale or a C minor scale. It doesn't matter. The first note in that scale will always be the tonic. Okay. The 5th note is the dominant. The 5th note in the scale. So if you go from C, D, E, F, G, G in this case is going to be the dominant. It's the 5th one. Alternatively, the 4th note is the subdominant. It's one lesser than the dominant. Okay. We have a tonic, a subdominant, a dominant, and a tonic. If you really want to get into like the meaning and why, like really explicitly why these are the way that they are, I would encourage you to look up the roots of these words in Latin. So for example, sub is usually used for beneath or under in most variants. So in this case, the subdominant is below, under, beneath the dominant. And just so you can understand what's also happening here, why it's kind of moving the way that it does, there's the same space between a tonic and a dominant, and a subdominant and a tonic at the top. Okay, so this is kind of like our balance. We're balancing out the scale. Um, in each case, it's 5 notes in an 8-note scale. But you can go from a tonic to a dominant, or you can go from a subdominant to a tonic, and it works out. It balances out. Okay, there's the same amount of space between them. Okay. Now, if you focus a little bit on the tonic and the dominant, if you split the difference between the tonic and the dominant, which is the first note, and the fifth note, you'll get to the third note. The third note is called the mediant. This is similar to in math, you might remember how do you find the median in a set of numbers? Well, the median is the middle. When you put all the numbers out, when you list all the numbers out in order, and you work your way towards the center and you get to the middle, that's the median. So in music, when you have the tonic and the dominant, the center between these two notes is going to be the mediant. It is the middle of the tonic and the dominant. The same is true on the other side. So between the subdominant and the tonic, we have the submediant. It is the note in between, in the middle of the subdominant and the tonic. It is that third note there. In this case, it's the sixth in the scale. But so we can really see here how the notes are aligning. How we're building a balance, building order between these notes. Okay. The second note is a supertonic. And it's called a supertonic because it is one above the tonic. Same way with a subdominant being one below the dominant, the supertonic is one above. Okay. Now, it's a little tricky with the seventh note. The seventh note is special, and it is different depending on which scale you are in. Okay. So if we remember back, we have major scales, we have natural minor scales, we have harmonic minor scales, and we have melodic minor scales. Okay, so we have 4 different kinds of scales that we're going to be looking at. So in the case of major scales, harmonic scales, and melodic scales, melodic minors, the 7th note is a leading note. And that is because it is a half step from itself, the leading note tone, to the tonic. And when we play major scales, harmonic and melodic minors, when you start from one note and you get to the 7th, when you play the 7th note, if you don't play the 8th, it's going to feel uncomfortable, unresolved, and you're not going to like it. You're gonna always want to play the 8th note every time. You won't feel satisfied until you play the note. That's why this one is called the leading note, because it leads into the 8th note. It really wants you to play the 8th note. It really wants you to do it, to play the tonic. So in these cases, for major, harmonic, minor, and melodic minor, it's the leading note, because it's just a half step to the tonic. In the case of natural minors, we'll remember that the pattern for a natural minor is different. Instead of there being a half step, it's a whole step. So in this case, it's called a subtonic because it's a whole step below the tonic. And because of this, in a natural minor, you don't have the same leading feeling. If you play the first 7 notes in the scale and not the tonic, you're not gonna feel the same way as you will with the other kinds of scales. It doesn't lead into it. So in this case, it's just called a subtonic because it's one below. It's the same way that we figure out the subdominant and the submediant. This one is called the subtonic because it is below. It is beneath the tonic. Okay? And we'll give ourselves a little break there before we go to key signatures, which is next, because I need a drink of water and I'd like to catch up on the chat. So hi everybody over on YouTube. Welcome in, welcome in. And let me read the stuff. Let's see. Dead Knight, thank you for the Daily Dining check-in. Froshi, thank you for the Daily Dining check-in. I have come for class. Welcome into class. I'm late for class. That's okay. That's okay. Hi, you Ray. Dead Knight, thank you for the 125 stream streak. Hi, Jenny. Using a natural scale, the minor scale starts on the last whole step, assuming both are natural scales. Using a natural scale, like a natural minor, or the minor scale starts on the last whole step, assuming both are natural scales. I'm not 100% on that. Oh boy. Okay, gotta lock in. Yeah. And if anybody has any questions or concerns, just like last time, you can feel free to ask as well. I will mix them in as best I can. But let me grab a drink really quick. All right. Oh.
C1A6 just cheered 1,000 bits.
Oh my god, 1,000 bits? Also, it said a sound and it shouldn't have.
We reached an new bits goal of 1,000.
The Twitch alerts audio is on somehow. Thank you for the 1,000. Thank you. Hi, Classic. It's funny, I have Twitch alerts off, so it shouldn't be working, but it does. It just read it out to me. But thank you. Sorry that we don't have anything on right now because we're like teaching a lesson. But let me figure out. I gotta figure out how to turn that off. I don't know why that's on. That's on. So I'm gonna have to turn the thing off, I guess. Waiting for the break to do it? Yeah, thank you for waiting for the break. I really appreciate it. I can, well, you know what? I can leave it on. And then just so long as we wait for breaks. No, you're good. You're good. You don't have to apologize at all. You waited for the break. It was great. What I'll do is I'm just going to turn it off for the rest. The rest of this is going to be pretty short from here on. There's actually one little bit left and then we're basically done. But just so we make sure, and not because of you, but just in case anybody random comes in. But thank you for the 1,000 bits. I really appreciate it. We'll have to redo our bit goal once we get out of this. Once we finish this, I'll like set everything back up. Major and minor natural scales. I noticed the minor natural scale starts on the last whole step of a major scale. Starts on the last whole step of a major scale. Starts on the last whole step of natural minor. Oh, so well, I think I understand what you're saying. So when we're looking at a C major scale, the last whole step, you're talking about like from an A to a B. And then a C, you're talking about like then an A natural minor, which still has all naturals in it, but starts with an A to a B. A whole step of an A to a B. Is that what you mean? That's a good observation. Key signatures. Okay. Now I gotta hydrate and everything here's good. Yeah. All right, time for us to wrap this up, shall we? I've lost myself, but yes. let's wrap this up. This is actually the last step. This is the last thing. It's very simple. I just needed a drink. I was gonna roll through the whole thing, but I needed a drink. So here is our very last basic step for you to be able to read music. This is not the expert level music theory. There's not even a ton of detail in all of the stuff that I've shown you, but this will get you step one to actually looking at the music, being able to read the music and identify what's going on, and not feel overwhelmed with the music, with the sheet music. Because that can happen. You can get very overwhelmed looking at it, be like, oh my god, there's so many notes and so many symbols and I don't understand and I don't know what I'm looking at, and all that kind of stuff. But you don't have to be. You don't have to be anymore. Because this is the last thing, and then I've showed you everything for the basics. Excuse me. So, key signatures. Key signatures, you'll notice them next to the clefs in a staff. So you'll see them all kind of right here. These are like the many examples that you could possibly have. You could see both the treble clef and the bass clef. In flats and sharps, they just go next to it. So this is before you see any notes on the page. You'll see the key signature. This lets you know what notes, what accidentals you need to have memorized to play the music on the page, because composers are lazy and they do not want to write out the flats and sharps every single time for you. You have to have it memorized. You have to remember what the key is. Okay? So, here's a C minor scale. With a C minor scale, you notice we have 3 flats. We have an E flat, an A flat, and a B flat. Well, myself included, I don't want to write out an E flat, an A flat, or a B flat every time they show up. You know how many times they're going to show up in the music if you have 100 measures in the music? A lot. So what we do is we just put them at the front. So now you know there's in this music, in the staff, there's a B flat, an E flat, and an A flat. And so when you get to those notes, you have to remember that those are a B flat, an E flat, and an A flat every time. You'll make a mistake the first couple times when you read music, and it's like, oh my god, that's horrible. Why does it sound like that? And then you realize, oh, it's supposed to be an E flat, or something like that. I do it all the time too. You may even notice it the few times that I've learned stuff for the in-game pianos using like a regular computer keyboard, and I'll play something and I'll be like, oh, that's not right. And then I'll realize that it's supposed to be a flat or a sharp. Okay? But it's just not written right next to it. So sometimes you forget. But that's what practice is for. So here's another example. This one is a D flat major. Again, lots of flats. So we have D flat, E flat, G flat, A flat, B flat, and D flat. So instead of getting crazy, fill in the page with this all the time. What we do is just put them at the beginning. All 5 of them. That way you know what's in it. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat. All your flats right there. So there's no other issues. Now, you will notice that the flats are in the same order every time. So it doesn't matter if it's a D flat major scale or if it's a C minor scale, they're in the same order every time. It starts with a B flat every time. B flat, E flat, A flat. This one is B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat. They're gonna show up the same way every time. This is very specific that it has to be in this order. You have to memorize this. Well, you don't really have to memorize this order. You have to memorize this order if you are going to be composing music, because you have to know where to put it on the staff. If you are just reading music, this will always be there for you. If you're transcribing music, you'll get it down real quick because you'll just need to know. But you'll notice it does have a pattern though. So on the bottom, it goes from B, A, G, F, and on the top it goes E, D, C. So if you just remember the kind of the placement, it's got a nice little pattern. You could do it. Some people come up with different phrases. They use acronyms, just like the way that you can read the notes on the page. Like we use FACE, or we have, all those other ones that, some of you were thinking about making up your own acronyms for the notes, for the lines and the spaces. You could do that for this too if you wanted to memorize exactly where they are. But I always just kind of remember. I think that comes with practice and the amount of times that you spend staring at a page. It's hard to forget where they are. um, and then now we'll look at some sharps because we can we'll put key signatures in for flats, but we do the same thing for sharps as well. So in this case, it's an A major scale. So we have a C sharp, an F sharp, and a G sharp. And so we'll just put them at the top. So on the left side, so we have an F sharp, a C sharp, and a G sharp, just right there. Okay. We also notice this with E major, and well, every scale, but in E major we have F sharp, G sharp, and then we also have C sharp and D sharp. So we write them the same way. We have F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. And order matters here too. It does. You have to put these in this order as well. So F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, E sharp, B sharp. And you'll notice it kind of feels the same as the flats because it is. It's the opposite actually. They are mirrors of each other. So if you look at just in the treble clef, in treble clef we start with a B flat, and then in treble clef we end with a B sharp. And you could just follow it back. So then there's an E in the second one in flats. There's an E in the second to last in sharps. There's an A in the third one. And then there's an A in the sixth, and in the fifth. And it just goes from there. You'll notice that in the sharps, we start with an F, but in flats, we end with an F. So they go in the opposite order of each other. They mirror each other. Here you can also see how it looks to have in bass clef. If you're reading it in bass clef, this will be helpful for some of you if you plan to be learning the piano, because you need to learn how to read both clefs. So they just sit slightly differently, but they're all the same. So even in bass clef, you still have the same in sharps, you'll still have the same F, C, G, D, A, E, and B. And in flats, you'll still have B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Okay. And with that, you can now read music. You can now read music. You could do it. You can read all the music. We've looked at it all. We've done all the things. You can now figure out what notes you're looking at and all the things and just how everything works. You can do note duration, and I'll also in the description of the video with this and the last one, there will also be 2 practice exercises for key signature identification, in case you want to do that. But like, yeah, you can do it. You got it. And once I finally get the video out, you can go back to it anytime you want. I'll also include the links to basically every single resource that was used in this and every resource that I would recommend that you use, practice resources, and also some lessons and stuff that you could go back to if you wanted a refresher or something like that, or even if you wanted to go more in detail. So last time I talked about using a place called musictheory.net. You can go to musictheory.net. It'll be in the description of the video. We did share it 2 weeks ago. We can share it again, in which you can go more in depth in music theory if you want to. Now, the scope of my teaching is not going to be able to cover that, simply because I'm not confident enough in that material to teach you what's going on. So this is where we're going to leave the music from here, unless there's other like specific questions or specific concepts that people are interested in which I would throw in as small little segments for videos. But otherwise, we're not going to have like another big music lesson, because 2 weeks ago, that hour and a half, and this, what is it? Yeah, like a half hour, like I said it was going to be. So overall, the 2 hours, together are fully encompassing of the basics of learning how to read music, and will get you through lots of beginner music. So you'll be able to identify what's going on. And if ever you ever come across something that you're like, I don't know what that says, I don't know what that is, you could always, ask me. You could always ask in the Discord. You could also always like look it up online and stuff like that, because there's plenty of resources online for reading music. Okay, but I'll make sure that I give you plenty of stuff in the description so that you could practice if you want to. You can go back and watch if you want to. The video will be available forever. I'm not going to take it down at any point. I'm not going to do anything like that. So it will be available for you to go back to. I was thinking also about making, not that the PowerPoint would be super helpful to you, because it just has pictures. It's not like crazy in depth. There's not tons of writing on these. I thought about putting it up in case anybody wanted to look at it, or go back and see it. But I'm not sure about that yet, just because there's not so much in these. They're pretty basic. It's mostly just pictures, right? It's like a picture book. But that's what the basics are. Is this a good time to show a surprise? Yes, because we just finished. Actually, we'll go back to chatting, and we'll I'll like wrap all this kind of stuff up. And yeah. I'll have to record an outro for that. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that overall. I had a lot of fun doing all that. It was nice. And I'll turn on all your things now. Actually, everything's on here. I'll need to turn it back on over there. And let me just make sure all of this stuff is on. I'll turn on all your stuff. Just give me a second. We'll put the throwables and everything on. We'll get SpeakerBot going. This mouse is gonna... I can't believe it. I don't know what happened. It was like such a dramatic decline in like 2 days. Let me just go to actions and turn everything on here for you. Hype trains and raids are on. The random chibi is on. And we have this is on. Thank you, Teacher Vara. I gotta practice it and take proper note. But that said, great job explaining. Thank you. I hope it's helpful to some people. I know, my friends really... Are we turning stuff back on? Yes, we can turn stuff back on. I know, like, Stray and Julebun really wanted some stuff, and I know that, there was a couple other people that were really interested in learning, and, this is just something I wanted to get done, something I wanted to do, not only for me, but for you all, because, I know there's a lot of people that want to learn how to read music and everything like that. Oh my god, sorry, Tasty Treat. Tasty Snack. Tasty Snack. Tasty Snack, Bit Snack. Thank you for the bit. Thank you. And thank you for the hydrate and stretch. We'll get everything going and back on. We have to update our bits goal. And I gotta check the DMs. Check the DMs, but what? Let me get the whole thing. Check DMs, but don't look at the image. That's gonna be hard, but I'll try my best. Let me turn a couple of these things on, and then I'll let you know when I'm going there. I'll make sure a couple of these things are on. So let me adjust. Let me get rid of the PowerPoint, because that's taking up a lot of resources right now. The PowerPoint is thick. It is big. Let's manage goals. Okay, our sub goal is still alright. Follow. What are we looking at? We're looking at the bits goal. I gotta adjust that. Start new goal. Ta-da!
New bits goal started.
Ta-da! Okay, so now we can go take a look at... You know what? I realize I'm not centered. Just a coffee? It worked. Yeah. Thank you for the head pat. I managed to send it and hide it as spoiler. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at the thing. We have to look at the DMs. I need a new mouse. Every time, because I'm only saying it because every time I click on something, it doesn't work. I've been trying to click on this for 3 times. Oh, well, I can't download it until I unspoiler it. I'll squint so I can't see it. Give me a second. I'm squinting so I can't really see it while I download it. Okay. Alright, I'm just doing the same thing because I can't really see. Hold on. Hold on. Alright, and now I minimized it. Aston, thank you for the 175 stream streak. The music reading is a really nice refresher. Yeah. Get some random sounds. Let's pull it open. Let's add a new image and open. Is it okay if I open it on the stream? Under leaderboard and goals? What's that meter for August? Under leaderboard and goals? I don't know, actually. Are you watching on mobile? So that way I'm just gonna go there and look at it. Where is the leaderboard? How do you even get to the leaderboard on here? The plus goal? It could be the plus goal. So the plus goal is actually, they call it the plus program. Basically, if I were to have enough resubs and new subs every month, that I would get a higher revenue share. So I would have to get 100 subs, I think, for 3 months in a row before I get to the next tier. Basically, right now I have a 50-50 split, but we could make it a 60-40 if I qualified for that. But I don't. So, unfortunately, the gift subs don't count. It's only single subscriptions and resubs. So, we can't, like, gift sub our way to the number. It has to be, like, individual things. Oh, hi, Ruble. Hello. We got a Poliwag. Did Jenny say yes? Is that a yes? Yes? Okay, good. Let's go. Let's open it up. Image. Add, please. Image. Image 14, that's fine. Downloads. That is from right now. Open it up. It's huge! It's huge! Hold on. I'm liking the way it looks already. I don't wanna... Whoa! Would you look at that? Look at it's a whole hummingbird in it. Wow, look at that. Look how cute. How adorable. Oh, this is precious. This is so cute. I love it. Very cute, nice work. Yeah. It's so cute. It's such a cute style. Like, the eyes are so cute. Little hummingbird with sparkles. Little hummingbird with sparkles. And, I like the hair, and you got the wings up top, too. And the big heart up top. And the leg, the porcelain leg. Oh my god, you got it all. You got it really detailed in here. I did forget to add the lock of hair and small braid that are over the shoulders, so sorry about that. No. I think that this is great. I don't think it's missing anything at all. I'm very open to artist liberty. So long as, like, it's not something that I paid explicitly to look like it. So, like, fan art, like, people can do whatever they want. Like, I've actually, somebody asked one time, like, what kind of outfits and stuff like that I liked for fan art, and I was like, literally do whatever you want. Like, whatever your wildest imagination can come up within the realm of reason, within the realm of appropriate things, go for it. Like, so actually, I have no problem with, like, bits of hair being different. Because are you telling me that Vara's gonna, like, I'm gonna do my hair the same way every day? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Sometimes I'm gonna forget that braid. Or sometimes that braid's not gonna look good, so I'm gonna change it and not do it. Another bird to add to the colony. Yes. The realm of reason. Another one? I've been studying, but came here to say hi. Congrats. Congrats for what? Just sent it? Okay. I'm looking. I'm patiently waiting to react until everybody can see it. I'm patiently waiting to react until everybody can see it before I freak out. I'm holding it in. Oh my god! Look at this! Look how fun and cool! Wow! It's so different, it's so interesting. Voodoo Doll Vara? Oh. It's so fun. I feel like we're ready for Halloween a little bit. Oh. You know, this would be such an I wish I had money. I wish I had Iron Mouse. That's what I was thinking, Ray. I was thinking we're ready for the Nightmare Before Christmas. I also, when I was looking at it, one of my first thoughts was like, wow, I wish I had Iron Mouse money. I would ask you if it was okay to get this made into a model. Ah. Ah. Poverty has destroyed our plans once again. The braids are barbed wire? Oh my god, they are barbed wire, aren't they? Are those up top in our head? Are those like needles or like pins that you use for sewing? I saw that. Even in the bottom, are they like pins? Like pins, I see. Pin needles. Yeah, they are. Wow. Are my eyes kind of sewed shut? The pins in the legs? Oh, they are. That it was a cool touch. It is. Barbed wire braids. So cool. Yeah, it's barbed wire braids. And we're just very pointy. There's even pins in the hummingbird. And our hands are kind of like spider legs. They're like hooked. They're like little hooks and stuff. Oh my. Even the bird, yeah. The whole thing. How cool. That's so cool. I love both of these so much. I really do. This is such a cool concept. It's so fun. Are those zipper eyes or sewed shut eyes? I don't know. I can't actually tell from my angle. Which one is it, Jenny? Let me zoom this in on my end. Yeah, are they just sewed shut? Very other mother hand from Coraline. Ah. They are sewn, but she can still see. Ah. It makes sense. We still have a key as well. This is like, Nightmare Core Vara. Something because, like, we already have the porcelain kind of stuff going on. We already have the doll stuff going on. Now, this takes it a step further and adds in the kind of a nightmare theme because we're sewing... I'm getting sewn shut. I can't believe it. A key around the neck. Yeah, I saw that. It's fully around the neck rather than just, like, as a necklace. It's, like, full there. That's so cool. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing with us and drawing it. That's amazing. That's so cool. So cool. Now I want it as a model. I want it as a model. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll be able to get it, yeah? Not right now, but maybe one day. Feet so pointy. Yeah, the feet are really pointy, aren't they? Oh my. That's really cool. That's really cool. That's really fun. I love that. I can't wait to clip that later. So I can tell people about it. I can tell everybody about it. That's incredible. And now, also, it's only 10 o'clock. We could like do a game or something like that. We could also sit here and yap and stuff like that. I don't mind doing either one. I'm happy for you. I don't know. Oh, okay. We're just let's see. Very nice. I mean, ooh. We're gonna have some soup here, but I'm excited for tomorrow as well. We're playing How to Fish tomorrow. I'm excited. Bowl of soup. It's a bowl of soup. I'm gonna eat the whole thing. I'm gonna eat it all. Nobody else can have it. It's just mine. It's all mine. Nobody else can have the soup. Also, I forgot about the hydrate. We gotta hydrate. Let me do that, hydrate. Give me. No, it's mine. It's mine. You can't have it. It's my soup.
Harper _ the Star God just raided with 1 view.
Oh my god. Hello. Hello, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Hi. How was your stream? Oh my god. I've got a bowl of soup. Hi. Hi. Hello. Harper the Star God. Welcome in. Welcome in. Well, I hope you had a really wonderful stream, and thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a great night. And finally, the raid stuff works. It's a shame it wasn't working earlier, simply because I had it off. I messaged her the happy birthdays video. Sorry, English is not my first language. And when I saw the video, I was kind of sleepy. Oh, you're all good. You're all good. I understand. I could take it as a belated happy birthday, because my birthday was just a couple months ago. So it's fine. Either that or a really super early one. It was good, but short. 3 new people came in today. You're playing Carnage on Roblox? Nice! My friends and I have a good time on Roblox. It's a good time. It's exciting that a couple people stopped by your stream. That's really nice. It's very encouraging when new people stop by. Always. Just like you stopping by here. I appreciate it. Thank you again. Alright. Let's see. Chat. I'll kind of give you the option. Would you like us to find something to do or play? Or would you rather yap a bit? Or what would you like? Because I know tomorrow we're playing How to Fish. Friday is Minecraft. And Saturday is Mortuary Assistant. I know we have all that. I'm not sure what I have right now that's like super exciting to play. I know there's a bunch of stuff that I'm super excited to come out. So because of Gamescom, a whole bunch of trailers just came out. So I gotta look into a couple of these games to check out if it's something that we're gonna stream or not. But there's something that I've been looking at a little bit called Animo, and I haven't looked enough into detail to decide if it's going to be a stream game or not. But I'm excited to see what's going on with that when it's finally released. There's also Petite Planet that's going to be released winter of 2026, which is not far away at all. And you all know how excited I've been for Petite Planet, so that's going to be coming out. And then there's also Nexus Anima, which is also from Hoyo. And then there's also Dulubun and I were talking about a couple games. There's also, I think it's called Antenna, or Antenna. I'm not sure 100%, but that's going to be coming out January 15th. We'll give that a go as well. We'll check that out. That's another one of those anime GTA games, so we'll give that a go, and probably a couple other things. I'm excited for all that stuff. Minecraft? Dual mode? Sounds cool to me. Yeah. Dragonfly, thank you for the daily night check-in. Drinks down and rides on the tiny bird's back. Thank you for the headset. Godspeed, or much more assistant. I expect that I'm going to be petrified, but that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Petite, indeed, petite planet. I can't wait for Saturday. Yeah, it'll be a time. Thank you for the chat uppies and the head pat. Yeah. I've been waiting for Petite Planet for a really long time. I did a playtest a long time ago. I think a year ago, actually. I did the playtest a year ago. And they're doing a playtest. They're starting the last playtest. It's like a beta test. They're starting it on September 20th. I applied and already got rejected. I already got rejected. I'm so sad. But, you know, at least it still won't be too long until the game actually comes out. It's gonna be very, like, Animal Crossing-like. You can anticipate in advance that we're gonna be stuck playing that, like, all the time. All the time. Every day. Yeah, no, yeah. So basically what they did was make it like a prize pool. And I think they made it like the first 10,000 people that applied would get it. I think that's the way they made it sound in the rules and stuff like that. I applied less than an hour after it went up. Like, I saw it right away, and I applied right away. I stopped what I was doing and I applied, and I don't think I got it. I didn't get it. I basically got the, oh, you didn't get it this time. Better luck next time. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Thanks. So we gotta wait. But I think anybody can go, like, sign up. Did I recognize Carnage as a game you could try playing in the future? I played a lot. Well, sometimes people on there can be mean. It's fun. What's Carnage about? I don't think I've heard of that one. We actually haven't picked up Roblox in a little bit, honestly. We haven't touched Roblox in a while. The last time I was on Roblox, I was looking at different kinds of, like, virtual worlds with pianos that they had, because I'm trying to figure out where we want to do our little Scuff concert at. You best know. I'll be chefing when Petite drops. You better be chefing. Dulubun and I are already trying to figure out what kind of planets we're going to start with so we can get access to everything. We're already coming up with a strategy, a game plan. We're already doing it. Because we're gonna be hooked for a while. I know it. I already know it. We've been talking about it. Dulubun and I both did the playtest last year. And we've been shaking the bars of our enclosure and biting the bars. Just waiting for this game to come out. So we're even, like, yesterday and today, all we've been thinking about is Petite Planet. It's been our whole day, our whole life. It's just like, oh my god, Petite Planet's coming out. Oh my god, Petite Planet's coming out. Oh my, because we thought it was going to be 2027. We were like, it's probably going to be 2027. We better, like, relax. It's going to be 2027. But then when we saw the winter 2026, I was like, we're cooked. It's over. We're done. It's over. Like, for me, this is like a game worthy of taking my week's vacation. Inspired killing game? Your goal is to survive to the end of the killing game, and one person will be selected as mastermind, which changes the game a good bit. I'm not necessarily into a lot of that kind of style of game. I like a lot of the more casual things, because I like to relax when I play games. There's a couple things like I could be tempted to get wound up and tense in a game, but generally I like to relax. I like to just chill out and you know, get sleepy and, you know, hang out. No ads? No ads! Yeah, some people have ads, some people don't. All depends. I know lots of people caught subs on Saturday, which is great. I want to hear about the planets. Yeah, there's gonna be different kinds. There's like, I think if I remember correctly from the playtest, there was 4 different kinds. I only ever used the first one because unfortunately I was still in school at the time. I was still finishing up my last graduate degree, so I didn't get to play a ton. I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to. Oh, back from ads. Oh, I thought you said no ads like you didn't have any ads. Oh, I see. Back. But yeah, I only ever got to play the first island, but I think there's 4 different types. I know there's also seasons, so there's like seasonal goodies involved, which I'm very excited for, especially in winter. I feel like it's going to be very nostalgic for me personally if we're starting out in the winter time, because that's when I started playing Animal Crossing. I started in January of... When was it? I think it was January of 21?
It's _Sai01 gifted a tier 1 subscription to Aston 129.
Thank you for gifting a sub. Thank you for gifting a sub to Aston. Thank you, thank you. But yeah. We're just excited. I'm ready for it to be very nostalgic of when I first started Animal Crossing New Horizons. I still want to do Animal Crossing New Horizons again. I think about it all the time. But Petite Planet is a good substitute for that. It's a good substitute. And I think it'll be fun because there's also stuff that we could do together because there's some co-op features in Petite Planet that were really nice. I remember there's like a little rhythm game in this kind of centerpiece, and you could talk to people. And there was like a raffle, and you could get items if you had enough points in the raffle, and a whole bunch of stuff. It was good times. I'm excited. There's also dinosaur onesies, and you can collect every color of dinosaur onesie. What do you think we're gonna be wearing all the time? We're probably gonna be wearing a dinosaur onesie all the time. The only thing in the game I remember from the playtest that I was not a fan of was that the character customization was very limited at the time. There's only like 4 options for like hair color and everything. So for example, if I want like green hair, I gotta work for it. I gotta like magically unlock it somehow. And it's gonna be tough because it's gonna be hard to get this hair color if I can't naturally select it. If I can't start with this hair color, it's gonna be a time. You remind me that I need to try and get a cat onesie IRL. Ah! I used to have a couple onesies. I still have them, but I never use them. You're saying there might not be green? Green will exist. Ooh. Oh my god, really squeezing me. Green will exist. However, it's kind of like an unlockable. Like, you gotta unlock the hair colors. I remember when I was in the play test, I unlocked this ugly shade of green. I was happy to get a shade of green, but it was like swamp green. It was like a whole swamp, and I was like, oh. I wore it for the remainder of the time, but I was not happy. I was not happy that that's what I unlocked. Though, that was a playtest like over a year ago. Well, not over a year ago. It was a playtest a year ago. So I'm thinking that things will be different in the full release than they are in the playtest from last year. Shrek green. No, it was worse than that. It's like, it was like really like swamp green. Like that nasty shade of green. Like it's closer to brown than it is green. That's what it was. That's what I got. Even if it was like a fun color, even if it was like red, I would have worn it. I would have worn it. But, you know. It was just... Yeah. It wasn't these pretty vibrant colors, which I was a little sad about, that it wasn't the pretty vibrant colors. But there might be a way to get it. You know what I mean? There's probably a way to get it. Even if I have to, like, buy, like, a color customizer, I will. I'll do it. I like your blue. It's like Hatsune. Yeah! The blue is like Hatsune, and, I mean, the green is just me, but, yeah. It wasn't in leg day. I sure did. Who needs leg day when you could fly? Ooh. Emote only? Hatsune Miku blue and Shrek green. What a combo. Emote? Yeah, it's emote only. I don't know if there's a moderator here to turn that on. I don't know. Ray's usually here, but I actually haven't checked to see if Ray is still here. Might have to do it myself. Hold on. Hold on. How do I... Insert Hatsune Miku, is that you sound bit? We used to have one. Oh, Angel got it. Oh my god, Angel! Hi, Angel! Hi! Ray, thank you for the head pat. I forgot how to do it, but that's what moderators are for, right? It's forgetting how to do the very basic task. Emote only? Yeah, it's emote only, but a lot of you are free from emote only because you're VIPs. Oh yes. You are stuck with just emotes, but it's okay. It gets better in like 10 minutes. I love the bopping of your model. I don't know if you can hear the sounds that I'm making when I do that, but I'm making popping noises when I do it. We can. Oh, good. Great. No one can silence me. Yeah, potato. Yeah. Accept myself. Observe. A timeout? Nobody's redeemed that in a really long time. I thought about getting rid of that. Redeeming a timeout. Jenny wants a timeout. Silence yourself. I can't believe it. Yeah. Yeah. I've gotten it to a point where I can get it pretty loud. It used to be very quiet. Like, it used to be like a... But now I can get it a lot louder. No! Don't get rid of it. Don't get rid of the timeout. The timeout can come in handy, yeah? I guess we should do the timeout. I forget how to do the timeout. I hate to do it because it deletes all your messages, too. But I can do it. We will do it. Let me just make sure I'm hitting the right button. Timeout. Alright, let's do timeout. You've had over 1,000 messages. There you go. It's on cooldown! Can't time yourself out too. There is a cooldown. Only I can't let everybody time themselves out at once. It's not gonna work. Thank you for the hydrate and stretch. It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna allow that. Not gonna do it. We got the bowl of soup again. I wonder why it never gives us the like bald, or there's a couple other ones. There's the book, there's the long neck, but it only ever gives us like the soup and the crowbar. Thank you for the chat uppies as well. I think there's also like light sticks in there. We never get it. I think there's also, you know, the shaking and everything like that. But it's always soup. Always soup. They know us too well. They know us too well. How long was the timeout supposed to be? The 10 minutes is appropriate. You did it right. Good soup. Good soup.
And God shits in my dinner once again.
I love that sound so much. I'm never getting rid of that sound. I don't care what anybody says. Poop. Yep. Yep. We got soup, and we're collecting Pokemon badges. I wonder how many hours we need for the Pokemon badge. I wonder. Yeah, the more you know. Let me go back to Twitch and see if it'll tell me. Gift 5 subs, get 1 free. When? Oh, because that ends tomorrow. So, just so you know, the gift 5 subs, get 1 free ends on the 27th, which is tomorrow. So, just in case if you're somebody that was looking to do that, you gotta hold up on that. There's also drops for, let's see, purchasing or gifting subscriptions. You can get some, looks like Audible stuff. And then we also have Pokemon badges. So if you sub, I'm pretty sure you get a Pokemon badge. You know, I love that they added, I remember this because Sai used it one time. I love that they added the gift 'em all. So gift to all, you can gift to all eligible live followers, which I think is really cute. It's really precious. I love that they do that. I think a lot of people were like really missing that in their life. And it's good. I'll never forget when Sai used it because I was like, oh my god. Soup from the soup store. They sell soup, not clothes. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what the Pokemon badges are. Or how we get them. Because I want to make sure you can get them, but I don't think they told us how many hours. Like, let me look on my PC. Let me look at like what they showed us. Let's see. Where? So they told us, so starting on August 24th, if you are watching in any Pokemon category or just chatting DJ, sports, music, or art categories, you can earn a free Pichu chat badge by watching, and anyone who subs or gifts a sub to a channel in the qualifying categories can earn one of the 3 original first Kanto partner Pokemon chat badges: Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle. Starter and Pichu evolutions are coming too. And like I told you before, you gotta collect the starter. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What happened? Thai is gifting to all live followers? What do you mean?
Goal of 70.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Hype train
13?
started.
Talking about it didn't mean you actually had to do it. Oh my god. Oh my god, 13 subs? Plus the gift sub to Aston earlier? I'm in shock. Honestly, I'm in shock. Did everybody catch one? Everybody caught one. I can't believe it. Everybody caught one. Potato, and Levi, and Doolabun, and Spooter, and Harper, David, Rubel, Dragonfly, Shal, Atomic Burst, Kyoki, Broshi, Exalted. Everybody caught one. Everybody caught one. Good, and everybody has words now. I can yap. Yeah, you can yap now. Did I? Yeah, I think you already caught one earlier. Yeah, you might have caught one earlier from somebody else. Remove the timeout. Oh good, Jenny, you can speak too now. Your timeout has been removed. That was a jump scare. It is a jump scare, isn't it? It's a jump scare. Thank you, Sai, for the 13 gifted. I need to redo our sub goal again. Thank you for the 13 gifted and for getting us to a level 4 hype train right away. We're 43%. That's crazy. 43% on a hype train? That's crazy. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. It does. Wow, it's been a long time since we've been switching this to 90. We're at 81 subs right now, which is insane. It's insanity.
Subs goal started.
Crazy work. Thank you, Sai. I think you skipped leg day. I sure did. Who needs leg day when you can fly? Who needs leg day? Who needs leg day? Do you need leg day? I know I don't need leg day. You know who also doesn't need leg day? Hummingbirds. Hummingbirds legitimately can't walk. That's why they always fly, because they rely on flying so much that they can't walk. They can't do it. They literally, they're just like this. Thank you for the head pat. I think I need leg day with where I'm going tomorrow. Oh, doing some walking, doing some traveling. Yeah. I feel like I get leg day in like every day now when I go to work. I end up walking like a mile at least every day. Just at work, which is crazy. It's an office job. You shouldn't be walking that much of an office job. I have to take cans and then go to my local library. Since they're playing a movie, what's to do tomorrow? Yeah. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Every day in work, I walk at least 14 miles with 50 pounds strapped to me. Ah, see, I live a life of just laziness. Just absolutely lazy all the time. trying to find the badges for you all. Oh, I found it. I found it. Oh my god, I get a hype. Got a hype. What did we get? Whoa, rock out. I got a new hype emote. Oh my god. It reminds me of Tulipun a little bit. Do like day once a week. I actually don't work out. I should and I don't. I'm not lazy because I'm watching the VODs and that's productive, I think. Thank you, Sai, for the hype train. Thank you. Much appreciated. Let's see. So for the badges, they start today. Oh my god, they're only like a week. Oh my god. Oh, so they started on the 24th, and they end on Thursday, October 1st. And so, watch 20 minutes of a participating channel when the streamer is live and streaming within any category. Find your earn rewards by visiting your drops inventory. So, you should be getting a great ball. And that's for 20 minutes. Purchase one subscription. And see, it's a great ball, but it has a Pokemon in it. I farmed Aventurine pulls and Hawkeye Star Rail, very productive. No laziness here. I actually need to get in there and see if I could pull for Robin really quick. I don't have any pulls, but if you, let's see, purchase one subscription, new reoccurring or gift subscriptions to a participating channel when the streamer is live or streaming within any category. And there's you get another great ball, so you get the option of another Pokemon. And then regular Pokeball is watch 20 minutes of our participating channel when the streamer is live and streaming within any category. Only 20 minutes, so we should all be getting these. We should all already have them. We should be able to open the Pokemon up immediately. I'm not seeing it. We'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out and see what category we actually need to be in. Or if there's something weird or wrong happening. Because we're in just chatting, right? We are in chatting. Or did I already get it by mistake? On Monday? No. No, I don't have it. My last one was from Saturday, my last notification. Twitch. Twitch, please. It's crazy. I wonder what will happen if I reach 365 stream streak. Well, I know for sure you'll get some $90, but other than that, I'm not sure. I was just taking a look at my stuff real quick. I was trying to figure out where it was and where we could find it and stuff like that, but I can't. So we'll have to work on that. We do have until the 1st to make sure we get it. So I'll double check in and see if there's if we have to be in Pokemon. It does say that you can be in chatting or basically anything and you'll get it. Just by watching Twitch, you should be able to get it. Maybe they're not releasing them right away? Not sure. I'm not 100% on what they're doing here and why and how it works. Because technically, if that were the case, what did we do on Monday? What did we play on Monday? What was it? Oh, it was Burgies, so we probably wouldn't have got it on Monday. We should have gotten it today. I don't know. We'll find out later. I had over 100 pulls for him, but I caved last minute and pulled OG Adventuring's Light Cone. Good thing I have a guarantee. Yeah, I don't know if I have a guarantee or not. I'm not sure. I also need to like reinstall. I think what I'm gonna do is switch around Zenless for Honkai Star Rail, because I had Zenless down because I was trying to get Remy, but I don't think it's gonna happen because I lost 50-50. And so, unfortunately, I think what I'll do is put ZZZ away and reinstall good old Honkai Star Rail, because I only keep like one at a time, and then I'll be able to have that. It's watch 20 minutes of stream for 3 days? Is it? Why are they lying to me then in this thing? Wait a second. How to earn. Watch 20 minutes of a participating channel when the streamer is live and streaming within any category. Purchase 1 sub. We're not gonna look at that. Purchase 2 subs. Purchase 3 subs gets you 3 balls. Technically, if you purchase three gift subs, you should get 3 great balls. And then the same is... Is this the same thing with 20 minutes, probably on different days? There's 3 of them. Either that or they're just putting it... They probably just put it weird in here for us to see. They probably messed it up. Typical of them. The Plan Arcadia story got good this patch. I'm actually very behind in the story. I know what happens because it's been spoiled for me on social media. But I'm still in Amphorius. I have not left Amphorius. I'm still there. I've been cutting to the events, like unlocking them preemptively and doing them to get the rewards, but I have not actually done the story since Amphorius. I'm stuck in Amphorius and I can't get out. It's just so long. I'm tempted just to like skip it for the most part and just go to the next thing, because I have the option to just go to the next place. Because I don't know why, but Amphorius just didn't do it for me. My heart's still Amphorius. Yeah, Amphorius, I think the story's nice. It was just, unfortunately with my limited time, like it was just so long that like I think I'm like, I don't know, 20 hours into story and I'm not done. And I've been skipping like everything. I've been skipping like everything and I'm not done. It's like endless. I can't get out. Every time I think it's over, there's more. I just want it to be done. See, because I really like lore and I really like stories, but I also, when they get too long, I just don't have the time for them. I absolutely love Amphorius. I even chose to main Mighty. Mighty! I really like Mighty. I think Mighty is a very interesting character, and I like his character development. From first introduction to us to the end, I think that it is really wonderful, and it develops really nicely. I tried to pull for him, but I lost to 50-50, and I still don't have him. I probably won't ever get him, and that's okay. I'm okay with that, actually. I think there's a lot of good characters from Amphorius. I have a couple. I have, Aglaia. I remember I pulled for Aglaia, and I have her. I don't really know how to use her, but I have her. And then I also have, Castries. I did get her. And I was trying to get, the little ones. I forget what they are. I forget their name. Oh, Trian, Treaty. I think technically the banner is for Treaty. But it's like, you know, it's all of them. I have Finon. Oh, I also do have Finon. I do have Finon. I don't have Mighty. I tried and I didn't get him. I tried for Cyrene as well and did not achieve. I also tried for Hyacine, but did not achieve. I also tried for the one with the bluish hair. The one with the bluish hair that has the eye patch. What's his name? I really wanted her, too. No, the guy. It might be kind of green hair. It's a mix between, like, green and blue hair. With, like, an eye patch. I really wanted her. I didn't get her, though. I also did, for... the other one, too, with the violin. Anaxa! Yeah, I tried Anaxa as well and didn't get. And then I also tried for... the one with the very ocean theme. I tried for so many of them and just didn't get them, unfortunately. And then I've been missing a lot of the more recent ones. I did get Blade. I got the newest Blade. And our lovely Siren, yeah, I tried to get her. I did get Blade. I have Blade. And then I did get Himiko Nova. But now I'm at a point where I don't think I really have any pulls, and I would like to get Robin, but I'm not sure that I'm going to achieve it. I do have OG Robin, but I'm trying to get Robin SP as well. Simply because I like her. I mean, how could I not? She's like a bird, right? I've only pulled Ashvale. I do have Ashvale. And I do have Blade. Yeah. But I haven't watched the story. I haven't watched the story at all. I just happen to have, like, a million pulls saved up from, like, playing a whole bunch of game and not, like, pulling on anybody. Much like my predicament in Love and Deep Space, if we ever get back to Love and Deep Space, we're all still waiting for Valko. It's such a shame that they've ruined this for us. But I got so much just sitting there waiting. Asheville and Blade is one of Adventuring SP's best teams. Oh, so you're telling me that I should try and pull for Adventuring SP and Robin SP? I guess I should reinstall, shouldn't I? Guess I should reinstall. Uninstall Zenless and put that in. I had Zenless because they had an anniversary, so when I think I picked up 2 or 3 5-stars for that. Or I guess S-Class, really, because they're like S-Class there, they're not considered 5 stars. And I haven't touched Genshin. I'm not going to, probably. Not really my thing. I was tempted to do the music, but we probably won't. I really like, it's a shame because I really like their rhythm game. I really enjoy it. Let's see, how can I start out? I'm just gonna pull this up and leave it like this. And that way I'll have to open it up and I'll reinstall after the stream ends in 15 minutes. I am still locked into Genshin. Yeah, it just, yeah, I kinda lost the plot with Genshin. Alright. Oh. We got soup again? It's like we're being... I mean, I don't want to... It's not a curse because we like soup. But I'm just sad that you're spending all your points and you're not getting anything other than soup. I'm sorry. They all have an even... percentage, so there's not like a... There's not like a thing. It's not... It's random. It's randomized to an even percentage, so it shouldn't always be soup. But it is. Didn't, like, get weird, did it? It didn't change, right? No. Because the first one listed in here is one of the shake ones. So if the randomizer was incorrect and, like, not doing what it's supposed to, it would start with the shake every time. But instead it's going for the soup, which is the 4th from the bottom. So it's literally just randomly picking soup every single time. Random soup picking. The only thing I think that this one doesn't have is a microphone. And honestly, it might have one and I just forgot to toggle it. Maybe Twitch likes soups too. Maybe. It would actually be StreamerBot. Because StreamerBot is the one making the decision. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's up. Don't know. Who doesn't like soup? I don't know. There's gotta be somebody out there that doesn't like soup. I know my mother doesn't like soup that much. She's not the biggest soup fan. She much prefers salad over soup. Like, anytime we go out, she's like, I'll take a salad, not soup. And I'm like, what? What? One day, we'll have to make soup. One day we'll find a game in which we make soup. Type of soups? There's a bunch of types of soups. There's so many soups. You can make anything into soup, really. Only good soup is chicken noodle. What? What? What about all the different kinds of cream soups? And vegetable soups? And different kinds of soups with beans? And barley? And onion? And everything? And beef? I'm unfortunately a very picky eater. I see. The only soups I won't touch are fish soups, seafood soups. So, like, I will not touch clam chowder. I will not touch seafood bisque. No, I'm not doing it. You can't pay me to eat that. I'm not paying to eat that either. I like 15 bean soup. Yeah, I like any soup. I'll eat any soup other than clam chowder and seafood bisque. What about cereal? I think that's technically kind of soup. Yeah, it's like a cold soup. It's technically a soup. Because you have stuff that you're putting in it, and then you're putting a liquid in it. And yeah, it's a soup. But it's cold. I haven't had breakfast soup in a long time. I haven't had any, like, cereal in a long time. If we're gonna go there, is a hot dog a sandwich? Well, it depends. I've seen some places make hot dogs and put it between a piece of toasted white bread. And to me, that's a sandwich. But I've also seen it on a hot dog bun. But no, I don't think that that's a sandwich. So it depends. It depends on the vessel. Just like, you know, tacos are like a shell with stuff in it. But you take the same stuff and you put it in a piece of bread, it's no longer a taco, is it? It's a sandwich. So I think the vessel is the determination, not the stuff in it. Just like there's a difference between, like, sandwiches, hoagies, and subs. They're different. They're different things. There's different categorizations, and it depends on the vessel. I think that it doesn't eat me first. If human is the only food, I'll eat it. A sandwich has 2 pieces of bread that are parallel. I mean, but if so for example, sometimes I'll make a tuna sandwich, and it's 1 piece of bread with tuna. And I just take the piece of bread and I, you know, fold it in half. Is that not a sandwich? What does that become if not a sandwich? Sometimes hot dog bun becomes 2 pieces of bread. It's true. Sometimes it becomes 2 pieces of bread because it breaks apart. Does that mean that that becomes a sandwich? Because then it becomes 2 pieces of bread parallel. Questions, questions. These things need answers. Oh, we finally got a good effect. Turns out sometimes all you have to do is complain. Because I like when you get the fun stuff, you know what I mean? You gotta get the fun stuff sometimes. It can't always be soup. Angel, is this your first time? This is your first time seeing it, isn't it? It's a hot dog. The only the only thing that changes is the bread you are using. If I put jelly on a slice of bread, it's a jelly toast. But if I put it on a tortilla, then it turns into a taco jelly. Yeah. See, it's the vessel. The vessel is the indicator. Long neck. Yeah, it is long neck, isn't it? I'm finally like normal height, maybe. I can see the messages all the way at the top over here, for once. I never get to see these. Once they like disappear, that's it. But I can see them up here. I mean, I can also look at the ones down here as well. But the ones up here, I mean, it's like reaching the top shelf. It's crazy. It's like stuff that I don't usually get to look at. And if there's no bread and no tortilla, when you just have jelly on your hand... Yeah, sometimes you do just have jelly on your hand. I mean, sometimes I do that. Sometimes we don't have any bread in the house, so I literally just take ham and cheese and that's it. Sometimes I'll like roll it up and I'll put a little bit of mayo like in the center and that's it. It's over. Sorry I keep yawning. We are nearing the end of the evening probably. And I'm quite eepy from the past few days. Cheese! Yeah. We like cheese. I like cheese. What kind of cheese? That I put with ham or just in general? I assume you're meaning like that what am I putting with ham? Hi, Crypto. Hello. I can't even see. What is that? You're holding a sign. What does that say? It says... You're holding a sign that says, "Hello there, princess." We got soup again. So when I have, let me just come down here so I can eat the soup. When I just take some ham, or like when I keep stuff in the house and I just want to make a sandwich but there's no bread, I just use Swiss cheese. Very simple. Swiss. It's a little bit better than like American cheese. It's also generally a little bit cheaper. I usually get imported Swiss, but it's been so expensive that I've been actually going for domestic Swiss recently. Good soup. Man, I'm a big fan of baby Swiss cheese. Yeah, I just kind of get whatever I can afford, but I really like imported. But unfortunately, please, I beg. My craze. American is sandwich cheese. Seriously sharp. Shirley sharp cheddar is snack cheese. Yeah, I don't really go for the sharp cheeses just because I have a very sensitive sniffer, and the sharp cheeses give me the ick. I also don't like soft cheese. I get the ick. Other than like cream cheese, everything else like it like I can't stand it when I touch it, and it's like So I typically stick to like Swiss cheese, occasionally a mild provolone for like sandwiches and stuff like that. Um, I will eat cheddar. I will cut up cheddar and eat cheddar cheese of like a mild or just like a little bit sharp, not like crazy, not extra sharp, but just regular sharp. Um, I sometimes will have some sharp cheese with like some crackers or something, or if I'm making like a little charcuterie board, so I'll have like some cheese and some pepperoni and some other little jerkies and maybe a couple grapes and a little bit of cream cheese and crackers and all that kind of stuff. I'll have some, but I'm not the biggest on sharp cheese. I like provolone on a toasted sandwich. Yeah, that's the best use for provolone. That's the best use. That's what I do. There's a couple of different regional sandwiches that I make, and I always use provolone with it. You can't use anything but provolone. Thank you for the hydrate and stretch. I say regional sandwich vaguely because I can't. There's weird people, and I can't tell anybody where I'm from. My favorite snack though is slime on toast. Ah, yes, the classic slime on toast. It's so much better than jelly on toast in the morning. Honestly, it might be my favorite breakfast. Slime on toast. What? What? Acid run. Slimes are friends, not food. Slimes are friends, not food, yeah? I mean, can slimes be friends and food? I think that they're friends and food. I don't think there's a not there. I think it's slimes and food. Friends and food. Friends and food. As far as always correct. Mm-hmm. Why? It's slime fun and squishy, yeah. Their slimes are also great as a useful tool for holding objects. And also keeping things safe, because not many people want to go put their hand in the slime, you know? What did I do to deserve this? I want a bowl of chili. You know, I love the smell of chili, but I've never liked the taste. I always think that I just haven't found the right chili for me, because all chili tastes different. But I love the smell. Just like coffee. I love the smell of coffee. I would give anything to smell coffee every morning, but I hate the taste. Can't stand the taste of coffee. But I love the smell. It's so good. It smells so good. I'm not a bad slime. Right. We made it to 11 o'clock. We did some yapping. How are we feeling about calling it a night here or close to here? Favorite places to eat? Unfortunately, I'd love to share, but I can't. I can't. It would be bad for my safety. 100%. Oh, we got the coffee. Oh my god, I can smell the coffee. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's coffee. Hold on. Hold on, wait. Bring my head down. Bring my head down. I want to smell it. Wait, I can't smell it up here, but let me bring my head down. I want to smell the coffee. Let me smell the coffee. Let me smell the coffee. I want to smell the coffee. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's coffee down there. There's coffee down there and I can't smell it. There's coffee. There's coffee down there. I want to smell it. Wait, let me have it. Let me have it. Let me in. I can't do it. I can't. I can't do it. I gotta wait. I gotta wait. I'm locked here. I'm locked. I'm locked in. I can't smell the coffee. You got it, Dio. It's teasing you. It is. It is teasing me. Your favorite place to eat is obviously sitting on a chair. Thank you for the head pat. Maybe that magic will let me bring my head down. Alrighty, keep your secrets then. One of my favorite places I really can't name because the only location is in my state, right? That's why I can't say either. That's why I can't say. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god, coffee? Coffee. I love the smell of coffee. I hate the taste. I can't drink it. I'm not even allowed to drink it. But the smell. Eat the slime, Dial. No, Dial. Immediately smells coffee. Yep, it's it. I love the smell of coffee. I love when we go out, like when my family goes out for breakfast, my dad gets a coffee because he doesn't make coffee at home because he can't drink it either. He and I are in the same boat. We're not allowed to eat and drink the same things. So he can't drink the coffee but he loves coffee. So he only gets it if we go out to eat for like breakfast. He'll get a cup of coffee. And I love it. It smells so good. I also love the smell of coffee shops, but I never go in them because I don't drink coffee. I like the idea of coffee, but actually consuming it, not a chance. Yeah, I'm in the same situation. The place I like, I don't think anyone has the. I actually, for some reason, I can't read like any of your message. I don't know what happened there, but it's all kinds of messed up on my end. Got me? I don't, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I don't got you. Because I can't read it. We don't got you. we don't. The period got me? I like cold coffee and warm coffee, and I put little animal cookies in. That's really cute. It's adorable. Dragonfly, unfortunately, I still don't catch you. I think you're being censored. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100%. If I put hot cocoa in a mug, no one needs to know it's not coffee. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I would tell people if they asked where I'm from, I don't care. Oh, I see. Gang, what? Oh no, the coffee went away. No. No, we're without coffee. Oh. Oh no. Petite Planet just released a new villager. They just released a new neighbor just now. 1 hour ago, they just released a new neighbor. Who is this? Rebella? It's like a silver wolf with green and blue eyes and ears. Oh my god. Green and blue socks? Oh, looks to do like some gemstone stuff. Oh my god. What? Yeah, Petite Planet. I'm looking at the video right now. I just opened up TikTok. Because I wanted to check my notifications. Period. Her close to each other, so I hit one from the other. Okay. Is it guessing game time for Dragon? Maybe. I'm not sure what's happening over there. I know, Aston, I know. Oh my god. Green and blue shirt too, their whole theme is silver, like it's like a silver wolf with green and blue. Everything's green and blue. It's very subtle green and blue, but it's green and blue nonetheless. Gemsmith? I can't believe it. I want. It's funny. Somebody, the top comment that I saw so far, somebody probably angry about this already, and it's true. It's so funny. Like the Gamescom thing came out yesterday, right? And like all the stuff came out yesterday, and the stuff. I already saw 3 videos of people hating it just because Hoyoverse made it, and I'm like, we can't even have one thing. We can't have one thing. We can't have anything. We can't even have it for a day before people are already just saying horrible things about it just because of Hoyo. I really hope it drops early 26. They act like they're being forced to play it. Right. I saw like a whole thing. It was like a whole Discord like voice call. There was like 50 people. There was a funny comment under the video too that said, "Wow, you guys should have just rented a theater. What are you doing in the Discord?" Like there was like 50 people. Like it was crazy. And they were watching the whole thing together and they were looking at it and everybody was excited for like all of 2 seconds. They're like, "What is this? What's going on?" And then some man said, "It's slop, it's horrible, it's slop." And everybody's like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean? What are you talking about?" And then the Hoyoverse thing popped up, and then everybody just started making farting noises and stuff like that, and like saying, "Oh no," you know, and everything. And I'm like, so we can't enjoy it? We can't have it? We're not allowed to have it because you think it's horrible. Meanwhile, at first I thought they meant like AI slop because that's the only term that I use slop with. I'm like AI slop. So I was like, AI slop. Hold on, let me look. And then I realized they weren't actually talking about AI. They're talking about just because Hoyoverse made it. And I was like, oh. Okay, well. Anyway. I even left a comment and then I was like, well, anyway. I'm excited for the game. And a lot of people that like Animal Crossing and other games like it are very excited for the game. I hope you all have a great day, though. I don't think any of you are gonna play it anyway. Like, And the whole comment section was a whole bunch of people just complaining about Hoyoverse and like how Hoyoverse is just every single thing Hoyoverse has ever created is Gooner bait, and I'm like, please stop. Obviously there's fan service. They have gacha games. Obviously. But like nobody has ever been forced to play them. And there's restrictions. There's restrictions on the on the game. You can't just be like 10 years old playing the game. You're not allowed. You aren't allowed. So it's just crazy. Like, I watched a room full of grown men, like, just hate it. Just because, like, they were, like, interested for 2 seconds. They're like, what's this? What's going on? And then they saw the name and they were like, oh, we can't play it. It's the plague. We can't tell it. We can't play it. We can't touch it. And I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. They automatically hate it. Didn't even watch the trailer. Didn't even give it a shot. Didn't look into it at all. Watched 2 seconds and decided that it's the plague. We're not allowed to touch it. Crazy. They can't let us be happy. They can't let us be happy. We can't have anything. Like, sorry, I enjoy my Hoyo slop games because I like pretty characters. It looks interesting, yeah. If you were talking about Hoyoverse new game, there's a couple of them actually. They've got Nexus Anima. They have one that looks like Elden Ring, and then they also have Petit Planet. They're all were discussed at Gamescom, and you can clearly see that they are branching out. They have many different studios within Hoyoverse. They're not just like one, like, they have many different teams. They're a big corporate company with a studio. Like, they've got tons of different teams working on games, which is why now there's even another one that they have in the works that they didn't even discuss at Gamescom. But they've got tons of stuff coming out because you can see that they're really branching out. They're really doing a ton of stuff that they haven't touched before, and they're really getting into different, more complex levels of gaming rather than just gacha. And I think that we should take note and see what they're doing, because clearly they're making moves, and a lot of people are gonna miss out and unfortunately fall behind or just like not be paying attention because they've got a lot of good stuff. They got a lot of good stuff in the works. Not that it's all perfect, not that they're not going to continue having the same problems they've always had in their other games and titles, but clearly they're making moves. And I think that it's important to pay attention. Virus, hi. Welcome in, Virus. Why mad? It's just game. And not only is it just a game, it's like Animal Crossing, basically. There's just like, you have a little planet, and you have these little neighbors. They're like these little animal creatures that you talk to and have on your planet. And you can hang out with other people and play this cute little rhythm game. And there's little bits of clothes that you can buy. It's free to play. And when I did the playtest, there was no gacha whatsoever. Now, I believe they'll probably add a gacha for cosmetics. I imagine they will, much the way that like Heartopia has. But that's entirely skippable. You can play the whole game without it. You don't need it. It's not like the other gachas where you have to get the characters. This is entirely different. Even if they have a gacha for it. Or if they have like a battle pass or something like that, like it's just not the same. It's like it's like farming. You're farming and building a world. Like, I don't understand how could you be angry with that? Like, what could you possibly find disturbing and upsetting about farming in a world with animals? 10-year-olds aren't allowed to play GTA, and they still do. That's true, they still do. You think this new game they're making is gonna have Gooner Bait? No. Let me throw a pot at them. Yeah, some of them, a lot of people were talking about Gooner Bait. They were like, that's why they all look like kids. And I'm like, they all look like that in this game. This is not like an adult versus child like setup. Like, everybody looks like this. The animals, the players, the NPCs, everybody looks the same. This is the style of the game. I mean, and as a woman, like, look at, there's not a tit in sight. I don't know what they're talking about. I really don't. It's like, they were like automatic. And I was like, what are we doing? Of course, there will be fan service. They're a company that wants to make money and clearly does it. It does it well. Yeah. All coming out at once. All coming out at similar times. Notice Fall. Yeah, that's what it's called. The graphics on Notice Fall just made me think, so that's where the money was going. Yeah, you can clearly see that they've been doing a lot of development work behind the scenes. Or are we gonna do the new Hoyoverse game together? Which one? There's a lot of them. Which one? There's one that they didn't even talk about that has really nice graphics too. It's like still anime styled, but it's more of a story-based immersion game. It kind of reminds me of Resident Evil. There aren't like zombies in it, but it reminds me of the setup of Resident Evil because you're like a cop, I think. But it's more story-driven. The Elden Ring one? Sure, of course we will. Of course we'll give it a go. I'm not sure if my PC can handle it, but we'll give it a go. Yes! Yeah. I just hope the mechanics are more in-depth. For which, for Notice Fall? Yeah, I hope so. A lot of people are there's a lot of hate comments about Notice Fall as well already. Because a lot of people are saying it's just a copy of Elden Ring, and that may very well be true, but they're not the only ones. Do you know how many things look like that? Also, like, when I was having an actual normal conversation with somebody else, I was like, I think the difference here is, and the reason why people should probably be excited for this, is that many of the titles from Hoyoverse are free-to-play. Actually, all of them up now are free-to-play. I don't think that Notice Fall will end up being free-to-play because there's no way that they'll be able to manage that unless they do something like Where Winds Meet does. But otherwise, it's probably going to be some kind of charge to play. But regardless, everything that Hoyoverse has ever come out with is free to play. So anybody can be excited about, any adult can be excited about playing the game, knowing that they probably won't have to spend $100 just to download it, just to hope that they like it, and stuff like that. Which is really exciting. Like, Hoyoverse is the reason why I have been able to have access to some different kinds of games and some different little opportunities, and they're the reason why I even got into making content and stuff like that, because I just had a good time. And it was accessible to me, somebody who was poor with no money and resources. I could play on my phone. You know what I mean? I think a lot of these people, especially a lot of the people that end up leaving like hateful comments on these games, are like, I don't know what it is, like, but it's kind of like a jealousy thing, but it's also just like kind of a purist attitude of like, well, you didn't pay $100 to play it, so it can't be good. It's not allowed to be good. It's not allowed. We can't have it. It's invalid. It is invalid in every way simply because it didn't cost you $100 off the rip. And it's unfortunate, you know. And of course, I'm not one to defend the company, especially one like Hoyoverse, because they've had so many issues, so many valid issues and concerns. But, you know, I do think that, especially when you see a company making moves like this, that you should definitely give them a chance to make those moves without literally pinning them in a box, because I think it's a good thing that companies can feel like they can branch out and do new things. And change it up, because I would love to see all these other different titles from them. I don't want to see another gacha game. I want to see all these other titles. So I'm excited to see, and I'm hopeful that they used a couple different playbooks for this, rather than some of the other stuff that they've done. It's just the game style. Of course, games look similar and use similar mechanics, yeah. I like the stick figure model. Ah, thank you. Thank you, Virus. We have a lot of fun with this little gremlin. I don't use it all. I try to use it about once a week. Copy of Elden Ring, huh? So Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Bloodborne are a copy of Elden Ring 2? Like, it's a Souls-like game. Of course it's gonna be like Elden Ring. Yeah, I agree. It's crazy. Some of the comments I've seen are like crazy. Oh, coffee. Soulsborne is a good genre. Yeah. I think it'll be fun. I'm not sure if my PC will be able to handle, but we'll give it a go. I'm willing to play. I mean, I've played every other Poyo game so far, other than Tears of Themis, which is a Ultimate game. It's like Love and Deep Space, but 2D. I could play it. I just haven't tried it. It just hasn't been. He's waiting for that coffee. Yeah, I mean, I don't even. Again, I don't drink coffee, but I do love the smell. I'm so sad I didn't get the beta test. So sad. Bonked me. Like it. Thank you for the head pat. Well, I got bonked, and then Ray bonked me, and then Potato rubbed it in. I get you. When I walk past the coffee aisle, just the aroma is good. It is. It's really refreshing and nice. It's funny, Petit Planet still is like so tiny. Like on social media, like all their posts get like so few little views and stuff like that. It's really adorable. They've had a lot of their stuff at the beginning, I remember, because I've been keeping track since like day one. They have so much stuff that's like, has like just a couple thousand views. And I'm like, oh, it's like they're like an indie. But it's just because it's like a new game. It's just because it's something entirely different than they've had before. So they have to market it differently, and I'm not sure they know how to yet. I'm not sure they know how to market it. Because it's different than their other stuff. You have to do it differently. You can't market it to the same audience. They gotta like build a whole new audience for this game. It'll be interesting to see. Same with like Notice Fall. They have to build a whole new audience for the game, and they already have haters. So I'm really interested to see the development and like how they go about community building already under like a strenuous circumstance just with a trailer. We'll see. Thank you for the glasses. Thank you. I think once these run out, we will head to bed. I'm excited for sleep. Excited for sleepies. Speaking of Love and Deep Space, because of its romance aspect, thoughts on Date Everything. I have Date Everything in my Steam wishlist, but I don't know how I feel about streaming it because I don't think I'm entirely interested in Date Everything. I've watched a couple people play it, and maybe I just didn't watch the right people, but I wasn't drawn into the game. I wasn't really drawn in. I didn't really find it entertaining in the way that I find other dating games entertaining. Had the glasses on them all? Yeah. Kind of crazy. It is a little crazy. Like, it's just, you know. But I don't know. I don't know about Date Everything. I have it on the wish list, but it's one of those that's like, it's like too expensive for me to be as on the fence about it as I am. You know? And also because Date Everything is more like a you play once and it's over kind of a thing. You discover everything and then you play once and it's a done deal. At least that's what it seemed like. I'm more interested in the character development, like the way Love and Deep Space does it, or did it, I guess. Where it's more like a play every day kind of experience where the character develops and the story develops over time. I file it under funny date game. Yeah. I'm not opposed to trying out other like dating sims and stuff like that. I think that they can be entertaining and fun. It's just, I don't know. Love and Deep Space was kind of just like the one for me. I really do hope they pull it together and bring Valko back. I'm not sure if they will, of course. I have no access to the information. I'm hoping they bring Valko back. If they do, I will play. We will stream it. I know right now much of the community is like playing every day. Like they're still logging in, but nobody's spending money. Even the newest myth that came out for Raphael. Typically, Raphael is the most popular character globally, and when his last myth came out before this one, I think the first day they gained like $12 million in sales that day. For this one, it topped globally, like everybody combined. I think it topped at like 2 million, and overall it didn't get past that mark because less than a week in, 6 days in, the banner in the global market made less than $100,000, which is unheard of. Overall, somebody was showing me the numbers, right? And overall, the drop was like 92% in the first week of sales, which by the way is insanity. That's never happened before until the Valko situation. And compared to his last myth, they've lost like $14 million in sales. When really, like, to put it in perspective, Raphael's myth is the most anticipated every year. He is the number one. I don't like him, oddly enough, but globally, like for everybody, between Chinese players and the global players and everybody, the whole group, every single player of Love and Deep Space ever, he is the most popular. He is the most anticipated. There's a reason why his face is the default logo for the game, right? And they really just cooked themselves. They really did. Boiled and fried. They tried to pull another banner. They put like a Caleb banner out before that, and that didn't even hit 100,000 on the first day. Absolutely not. So they're just like, they are losing money rapidly, not being able to pay for their normal operations. So they're gonna have to address the elephant in the room. They're gonna have to do it. Right now they've been remaining super silent and not saying a word. So everybody's just sitting here waiting, and every post they make, leave comments. Every time they do stuff, we leave comments. They went to Gamescom. Love and Deep Space was at Gamescom. They had a whole big thing at Gamescom. And so one Valko fan paid about $12,000 US and put Valko on 25 billboards in the airport that everybody was coming into for Gamescom. So he was just there, and people from Germany were actually talking about how they have never seen this kind of behavior ever before. They have never seen any character be so thoroughly placed on billboards or anything like that. Like, to them, this was a massive thing. Very noteworthy. Everybody saw it. Everybody knows. It was crazy. One person paid for it. There's also been, like, different campaigns going around. So there's been something called Letters for Valko. And basically, it's like a whole website where people globally have been leaving letters for Valko that the developers of the game have access to read. Like, it's basically somebody who has access to them, and the VIPs who have access to customer service and stuff like that are providing a lot of the letters. And there's also translating the letters and everything like that. And so there's like thousands of letters, and within that same grouping, I think it's one of the people came from there, that went and did all the billboards, and yeah. So we'll see. Like, they're gonna have to address it because their life is not. We're not gonna forget, and their life is not gonna get better. Like, I think they thought that with Raphael, Myth, and stuff like that, they were just gonna like forget. Like, we were just gonna forget and move on, and I was like, no, you cannot move on from this. This will be the end of Love and Deep Space if you do not address it. You have to give us now a definitive, like, you know, you have to either say, we're never bringing him back, we're really sorry, but we're never bringing him back, and that's it, or you have to bring him back. You have one of two options here. You have to tell everybody, we're really not bringing him back. 100%, we're really not bringing him back. And you'll lose everybody. Or, you could bring him back, and everybody will come back, for the most part. A couple people won't, but a lot of people won't. They took away my dog! Get him down behind the shed! He deserves justice. He does deserve justice. That's one big elephant. It really is. It's one big elephant. They took away people's best friend, a dog! They really did. They really did. Though, people have been also doing some data mining, and all his stuff is still in the game. It's just hidden, you can't see it. But it's still in the files. They've even added to his files, supposedly, according to somebody, like a trustworthy data mining resource. They've been adding to his files, which of course leaves people suspicious that they're gonna be announcing something. That they'll announce that he's coming back, but everybody thinks that the only real solution is for him to return, especially because with the developments of like in China, the backlash against the people who were just spewing misinformation. Some of them have even had contacts from like police enforcement and like law enforcement, and some of these people are having a really bad time now because they're realizing there's consequences. Also, they found out that they did like some polls. Now, of course, these are not official indicators, right? But a couple different places did polls of like, should Valko come back or not, basically. There was a couple of different like variations, but the general premise was, should Valko be reinstated? Yes or no? And when they looked at the statistics of who said yes and who said no, they noticed that all adults said yes, and all of the ones that said no were under the age of 18. They were between the ages of 11 and 18. And in China, because they only did this on like Weibo and a couple different Chinese social media sources, so we don't have access to them. In China, you have to be like 20 to play the game. You can't play as a child. Whereas here in the US, it's 13 and up. But over there, they don't play with that. You got to be at least, I think you have to be, it might be 18, but you have to be at least like 18 or 20. You have to be like whatever their legal age is. And so people started doing some digging because they noticed everybody that said no was under 18. They were like, what is this? And so then they did some digging and they realized that all of the accounts that were like going through the most misinformation and like screaming and shouting and all this kind of stuff about Valko were children. They were little kids. And also apparently looked like some people got hired to do it. So there was like a mix. There was like a big mix of stuff going on. So, you know, now they've changed a couple things over there. They have like age verification and a couple other random things. But like, I'm like, all right, the kids are back to school and they can't play anymore. They've been scolded. Can you bring Valko back now? Because we actually wanted him. Like, the adults that play the game legally and actually played and enjoy it weren't just like pretending to play to hate it. Actually wanted Valko. Can we please have Valko, please? Please and thank you. Like, I want files of my boy, yeah. Get the leakers on that instead of GTA 6. Yeah, they should. Thank you for the hydrate and stretch. They really should get the leakers on that. Now, I don't know if I want that, because I honestly, the whole thing with GTA 6 just doesn't sit right with me. That's, like, I might have to put a tinfoil hat on for that, but it doesn't sit right. I don't know how I feel about all that. Anyways, I wanted to go to bed a half hour ago. We should probably go to bed. We should go bed. Because tomorrow is probably going to be a long stream because it's a Thursday. So we're going to how to fish, and then there might be other stuff in there. There's usually other stuff in there, you know what I mean? But we're going to do some how to fish at least. Should we? Should we what? Go to bed? I think so. You probably not you, Ray, because I know it's not the same time. But, beds. Why are we all suspicious of bed?
Part of me feels so bad, ooh, not that bad.
Alright, we got 10 minutes. Bed monster, yeah. I really want to go to bed, though. 10 minutes. What time is it? 11:36, okay. 11:46. You were looking at extend stream. I would like to go to bed. Oh, yeah, we get that, so we get 10 more minutes. We'll have to find something else to complain about for 10 minutes. Dragon hit it, yeah. My fingers might slip. It's okay. Dragonfly already hit it. Dragonfly already did it. Don't even worry about it. Dragonfly already extended. Soup! I can't believe it. How many times have we gotten soup? How many times are we gonna get soup? You don't have to stay. I just like having the option. It's okay. Always soup. Yeah, I don't know why it's always soup. It is randomly selected. We've proven that it's randomly selected. Sometimes, like, remember that, I think, was it a couple days ago? We got bald like 3 times in a row. Today we're just getting soup. Canoppies. Canoppies. I like hearing the dinosaur noise every time there's chat uppies. I can't lie. I like the dinosaur noise. One day, I'll get an art made with a big giant dinosaur and a little hummingbird nestled in the middle somewhere. Using the dinosaur as like a couch. Either that or I'll use like regular sized Vara. Just lounging on top of the dinosaur. I had so much soup tonight though. So much soup. We've had so much soup. A dino couch or a dino beanbag? No, but like real dinosaur. Need more Aston soup. I'd love to get a streamer room with a dino couch though. That'd be super cool. That'd be super fun. Wants an actual living, breathing dinosaur. Yeah, somebody produce an actual living, breathing dinosaur, please. It's like that one TikTok sound I've heard a couple times. I want you to produce me some cabbage. I want you to produce me some cabbage, corn, and carrots, or however it goes. That's what I want. But I want dinosaurs. I want dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. And they all gotta be green. They all better be green. Just like you all. Green dinosaurs. Another art I really want to do sometime with dinosaurs and Vara is I want to do like a museum one with Vara standing at a big giant reconstructed dinosaur skeleton. I think that would be pretty cool too. I think that'd be fun. In fact, let me write them down. Let me write it down. Or looking at a giant Diny skeleton while surrounded by a bunch of tiny Dinies. Yeah. I'll bring a little tiny Diny plushie with me. Dino Nuggies. Esaki's feeding me soup, but I want Dino Nuggies. How about Dino Nuggies in the soup? Are we okay with that? Maybe a little cheese on top, dude. Maybe a little melted cheese. Let's just ask. Okay, I will accept. Oh my god. It's crazy. Oh my god, we got 3 minutes. We got 3. Well, I can start wrapping it up. I can start wrapping it up over on YouTube, and then we'll wrap it up over here on Twitch. It takes a couple minutes, you know? So over on YouTube. Let's see. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging for the last of this music lesson. I really appreciate it. Thank you for just kind of everything. Chilling, all that kind of stuff. And we'll be back tomorrow. It's family game night tomorrow. We're starting with how to fish, I believe. And then we'll be going from there. We may do some other silly things. I know they play a lot of Roblox, so we might do some Roblox maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes in how to fish. Like, if we make any progress in how to fish, it'll be okay. If we don't make any progress in how to fish, maybe we'll do something else. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But over on YouTube, thank you so much. And have a wonderful night. And we will be back tomorrow. So good night. Good night over on YouTube. Good night. Good night. Okay.